we're gonna lose the country if you guys don't vote for Biden. Because believe it, Arabs used to vote Republican before Bush. I was looking at it, I was like, what the we were Republicans? Anyway, let's go, man. Let's go in there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
weird, man.
So,
I'm telling you, he's got to get his together. Yes.
so I wanted to cover this
Sure.
after the yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, once the, whole 15-minute time thing had elapsed. I don't know why this video was monetized, but it's an establishment news site.
Chicago's very own WPN News at 10.
Starting with breaking news from Western Maine, at least 16 people
Yeah.
were dead in multiple mass shooting events in Maine's second largest city, Lewiston. The death toll
Make
is
a full
expected to
screen.
rise.
The city is locked down. Residents are being told to shelter.
Oh, it is?
Look for that gunman. And WGN, Shannon, how
Yeah, because the gunman's still on the loose.
Yeah, scary.
Shannon?
Yeah, as you mentioned, at least 16 people killed and dozens more hurt. That's according to law enforcement officials, not authorized to publicly discuss details just yet. The entire county now being told to shelter in place. Law enforcement officials in Maine are searching for
What
this
a
person.
fucking idiot.
And, just getting an update from Lewiston Police that said that they are looking for a person of interest identified as Robert Card as the person of interest in this mass shooting. These are images, though, that have been released after that post stating that they were dealing with an active shooter incident at multiple locations. That includes a local bar and grill and spare time recreation, a bowling alley about 4 miles away. The manhunt for the shooter continues, and police are also searching for the vehicle that the shooter was driving in. Lewiston, Maine is about 45 minutes north of Portland, Maine, with about 36,000 residents. ATF Boston released a statement tonight saying that they were assisting in the investigation. Central Maine Medical Center released on its website that staff were reacting to a mass casualty, mass shooter event and were coordinating with area hospitals to take in patients. The alert first went out about the active shooter events around 3 hours ago. The manhunt for that gunman is still ongoing, and businesses were encouraged to lock down while the investigation continues, and residents were urged to stay in their homes with their doors locked. The White House said that President Joe Biden has been briefed on the incident. Once again, law enforcement in Lewiston, Maine, searching for that person of interest in that mass shooting as Robert Card.
Yeah, I think he
Maine
served in
police
special
are expected
forces.
to provide
Yeah.
an update.
I've only
Sources once
done
again,
so much
16
reading into them.
people reported dead at this time, with many more injured. That is the latest. Micah and Ray, back to you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
start?
this kind of stuff is tragic.
It is tragic.
Well, yeah. I just wanted to explain more about Robert Card.
Okay.
He was in special force. So, a manhunt was underway for the suspect in a mass shooting in Maine that killed at least 18 people and wounded 13 others. Officials said mass shooting unfolded in 2 locations in Lewiston. 40-year-old Robert Card is a U.S. Army reservist, the Army confirmed. Oh, my God. Authorities found the suspect's white Subaru at a location in Lisbon, several miles southeast of Lewiston, late Wednesday, and recovered from a firearm from the vehicle, multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News. Authorities are testing and tracing the gun to determine if it was involved in the shooting. Abandoned car was a critical piece of evidence in allowing police to focus on Card. So, apparently his family is actually cooperating with the authorities. Law enforcement briefed investigators. She thought Card might have been looking for an ex-girlfriend at the shooting locations.
Oh,
The
him?
sources said, yeah, apparently, like his sister told the journalists that he was like looking for one of his ex-girlfriends. One avenue of investigation is whether this mass shooting began as a domestic dispute. Card was previously married. His ex-wife filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, which was granted in 2007, with shared custody of the couple's minor child. The divorce order was amended in 2013 to include shared parental rights and responsibilities of the child whose primary residence with his mother. He'd been an Army's reservist since 2002. His current rank is Sergeant First Class, and his job is petroleum supply specialist. He did not have any combat deployments.
Yeah, the question is, he probably killed people he knows, because he probably went to places that he knows. And the whole idea, what drives a man to kill innocent people, women? And I don't understand that. If you have an issue with your girlfriend, go, okay, I don't want to say, deal with her instead of killing 20 and injuring 30, 40 people. It's amazing. He was in the military. He's very well trained. He knows how to use that weapon. And he's on the loose right now, and he's going to do more damage before he gets caught. This is the whole problem. And he's he's not trying to get away because he didn't put no mask, no nothing. He knows he's gonna die. So the police know when a person does that, they know they're gonna have to kill him. But he's not. There's no surrender because when he puts his face, he's like, I'm gonna die. So when I meet up with the police one-on-one, I'm going to shoot as much as I can, or do as much as I can, and then now they believe he left Maine, whatever it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's send our condolences to the family.
Oh yeah, I send my condolences.
To the people who died, and we wish the other people get better. We are a better country than that. We are sophisticated. We need better laws, man. I know I'm gonna sound like a fucking politician. We need better laws with these weapons, man.
Yeah, I was actually going to get to that.
Man.
Now,
yeah.
Since I've been talking for a while, you can go ahead and talk for a bit. I'm just going to.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's very simple. We have an issue. We have about 450 million guns, more than they are, and we are about 330 million people. So there's 130 million more guns and weapons than there are human beings in the United States. Now we do have something special called the Second Amendment. But the Second Amendment doesn't mean we have to abuse the laws or make it as free as possible for people to get guns. Responsible Americans could get guns. We have no issue with that. I have no issue with that. Like in New York, we have the AR-15. You don't need a license because I'm in the suburbs, and but it's not an automatic. You only shoot one shot each time. You have to do it. But the whole idea is you need people. Were responsible who could prove if you are able to go in order to get it to drive. First, you have to pass a reading test, then a driving test. Then, when you get the vehicle, you have to register the car, then get insurance. Okay, now we could do that right now. We could say, okay, you want the gun, you have to have insurance on the gun. Why I'm saying that? I know it sounds crazy. You know why I'm saying that? Because if anybody is killed, you could compensate those people, the family, from the insurance. And then what's going to happen is that the insurance is going to get high, and these people do not need all these guns. Because remember the Long Island serial killer, they found like 100 or 200 guns in his basement. And he was killing women for 10 years. He was ready for war. You understand? So the whole idea is this Second Amendment bullshit. Oh, they're trying to take our guns away. It doesn't make no sense. You can still have your gun, but we need the right people to have these guns. Not anybody, not every dick and Tom and Harry gets these. This guy probably could get a gun because, first of all, he has a background in the military. If he doesn't have any psychological issue and the military didn't know about it, because he probably could have got the gun legally. It is weird, man.
I mean, he did have, this domestic dispute issue with his wife. But, from what we know now, nothing would have indicated that he had like some sort of mental impairment that would predispose him to something like this. Yeah. Like the same thing with Paddock, the guy, the Las Vegas guy, like biggest mass shooting in U.S. history. Yeah. He just, like busted open his window and, shot from the balcony. But, no prior history of mental, like any sort of mental deficiency that would make him violent. He was just like a high roller. He just liked to gamble, and most people who like to gamble don't turn into like mass murderers.
Yeah,
so
and he had money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was rich.
Yeah. So in terms of his general life, he wasn't in that unstable of a situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Here, like a lot of leftists, especially like in Vaush's community, Xander Hall, these people I watch. I mean, they're pretty pro-gun, but like so many of these events, they all like event after event, mass murder after mass murder. You know what I said to my mom after Columbine? I got a notification from Apple News on my phone. You know what I said to her? Like, oh, what was that? Other shooting. And she said, oh, business as usual in America. Because even back then, even early 2017, mass shootings in this country were just like commonplace. The U.S., doing their thing as usual. That's why everybody calls guns, the most American thing, because we're the only country that has such unrestricted access to it. I think we need like some sort of ammo control because these events have convinced me, man. Like,
but when did it come the first time on our radar? I think Columbine was the first real, right? The first real that waked us all up, right? It was the first real shooting, right?
But yeah, it was the first real shooting. I wasn't alive during Columbine.
Wow.
But the thing is, well yeah, because I was born in 2003.
Yeah.
I was, however, alive for Virginia Tech. I don't remember it being covered because I was like, what, 4 at the time? I was so young. My first, real mass shooting I remember was Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
That was all over the news for like a month, and it sparked, like a huge
crazy
gun debate.
Well, what was the reason behind it? Did he leave a manifesto? I never really read into that.
No, Adam Lanza, the guy who did Sandy Hook, never really read a manifesto. I mean,
he killed kids, right? Seems, like a kindergarten toddlers, right?
Yeah. It seems he was autistic, but he could also like get along with people, and he was kind of personable. He had a tumultuous relationship with his mother, but a lot of people have, bad relationships with their moms and don't go on to commit mass shooting. Like that guy, Sandy Hook, Connecticut, he was an entire mystery. To this day, nobody knows his like real motive.
Nobody knows. Killed him, or is he in jail?
Oh, I think he shot himself on.
Oh yeah, because I didn't pay attention. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I just
it was a while ago.
Yeah, no, only that Black House and that Black House certain thing I don't want to know. Especially even when I watch like real crimes, I don't like things with children. I get upset and things like that.
Yeah,
that shit fucking kills me a lot, man. And I'm a fan of real crimes like shows. But when it comes to children and that, I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch that. That's too hard, especially if something happened to them. Yeah, anyway, I was just talking before you were there. We have an issue here. We have 450 guns in America. The ratio of the population is about 330 million. We have about 100 million guns. I was saying that they should have some sort of insurance. I had this idea. I ran it by you because we have states that don't, that they're like, oh, you carry a weapon. We don't care, right? Like Indiana, right? But who's paying the price? Chicago. Chicago is the guns are coming. They say that there's like 5 or 3 gun stores on the border that's causing all the crimes in Chicago. What I thought is, okay, you want to do that? Okay, they should make a federal law. Every state that gets the guns should have a serial number to that state that gets it, like cigarettes,
Yes.
And then if that state is unable to keep these guns inside their state, the state that has gun laws could sue the state for compensation. You know what I'm saying here?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, right? Sounds weird a little bit. Or did you get it?
Yeah.
Every state like Florida, you guys love guns, no problem. Get all the guns you want, but you can have a certain serial number on the guns that you buy that we know that is from Florida. You understand? And all that.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the Democrat?
Yeah, because so Republicans, even though their solution is mental health, no, we don't need gun control. Mental health epidemic in this country, and sometimes if they're really fringe and really making dumb arguments,
they will say,
the shooter was trans. The shooter was trans. I'm pretty sure there's stuff about that on Twitter already, even though it's in no way true.
You know how I knew the guy was white last night? Because they started saying he has mental issues. As soon as they said that, he's white right away. I said, "Oh fuck, he's white."
Yeah.
I was scared he might be an Arab, with all that shit happening. I said, God, please, God, everybody's praying in his own house.
Please don't let him make Palestine look bad.
Because we live with our neighbors. I have beautiful neighbors, and they're very supportive about the issue in Palestine. And I'm like, don't do shit in our name. Don't go fucking kill innocent people, women and children, or do some crazy shit. Just don't do. We don't need it. No,
Republicans
thanks.
consistently vote against access to mental health care.
Yeah.
I mean,
after the mass shooting in
Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas, the conservative response to calls for gun reform was to blame mental illness. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a big societal problem.
Yeah.
Not that you guys actually care about it in any, legislative reality, but let's continue reading. During a news conference following the terrible school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, Governor Greg Abbott said, "We as a state, we as a society need to do a better job with mental health. Anybody who shoots somebody else has a mental health challenge, period." Minority... Mitch McConnell has expressed similar. This is an absurd yet familiar analysis from Republicans that ignores the reasons why the United States uniquely struggles with mass shooting. Well, it's probably true that many of the people who commit these horrific crimes are not mentally well. Mental illness is global. The U.S., however, because people struggling with mental illness and everybody else can so easily get powerful weapons like the kinds used in mass shootings, unlike any other country, the U.S. has more guns than people. So, oh my God, like we have some of the most liberalized access to, high-powered weapons in this country,
Yeah.
and the entire world makes fun of us for like this being a unique problem to us. Like, yeah, we have a lot of mentally ill people in this country,
All
but
over.
we, uh, all the other countries in the developed world don't let people just get access to these weapons willy
You
nilly.
know,
They've got to be taught, firearm safety.
you know,
They've got to, file for applications. Okay.
you
I
know,
mean,
there's three countries that are the top. I think there's United States, Sweden, and Yemen. My country with all the more guns than human beings.
Yemen's fighting a war.
No, not even the war. We have guns
Civil
before
war.
even before the Civil War, we always had guns. Guns is like a manly thing, like carrying a knife.
Oh my God, that's probably another root cause of this.
Yeah, but
see
we don't.
guns as an
But there's no
extension of our
killing. Yeah,
masculinity.
but there's no killing. Everybody has a gun, but everybody respects the other because they know what the other guy has. There's no mass killing. There's no crime. Once in a while, you get guys argue over land or something, and nobody's there to stop them from it. They kill each other like once in a blue moon. But here, it's fucking nuts, man. It's unbelievable that this guy got up and said, well, I'm going to go and kill all the people I know at the bowling alley. And I bet you he's been at that bowling alley a lot of time. You're going to see that later on. And that's I'm just going to kill innocent people who are just having a good time, being human, especially people in Maine. They're probably nice people. They have no fucking issues with and I'm going to go on the run. And I was in the military. I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against the enemy from what is that, external and internal, and become that person that's going to come and become a murderer, a serial killer, and kill innocent people. It's unfucking believable what's going on over here. It's scary. Everybody should be scared. A lot of people are scared in Maine. A lot of them, they say they turn off their lights all night. They don't want to, attract any attention. They lock their doors because some people don't lock their doors there. I don't know why. New York, we lock our doors. Trust me, we got like 4 or 5 blocks. But the whole idea is that it's a shame. I'm telling you, Free. Last night I was saying, oh, my wife was next to me. I said, oh God, I hope this guy's not a pro-Palestinian shit. We don't want to carry that fucking heaviness, and people gonna start looking at us like they're crazy because we're gonna kill our cause. You understand? We don't need nobody.
Yeah,
we don't need no help.
9/11, everybody was. After 9/11, everybody was, like so bloodthirsty. It made them do irrational things. But, as I said, I think in the last stream, what did Osama bin Laden's fatwa complain of? Well, okay, the stationing of U.S. Troops in Saudi Arabia, the treatment of the Palestinians, and, what they did to Iraq in the early 90s. All this bad foreign policy created 9/11, which even reinforced that bad foreign policy. Like, and I think to myself, when the fuck are people going to wake up, man? When the fuck are people going to wake up to the fact that Republicans do not have the correct solutions?
But everywhere we go, we create these people. We went to Afghanistan, we created Al-Qaeda. We went to Iraq, we created ISIS. We overthrew the government. We overthrew the government of
we fucked with Lebanon.
Iran.
Created,
the first of Iran. The Iranian in the 1950s elected government. We bought the Shah. Then the mullahs took over. Every place we touch, it dies. I guess you want to do that on us. Everywhere we go, we leave a militia. I'm serious. You understand? Well, we leave some crazy shit that comes to bite us right in the ass. I don't know if it's purposely done by design, just to make money and weapons and keep the people scared. I don't know, man. It's weird that things that happen. I don't want to say it outright that it's done on no purpose. I don't think any government would try to kill its own people. But a lot of shit crazy happens. Why is this happening everywhere we go? You're young. I was young. I used to see the Mujahideen when they fought the Soviet Union. They defeated Russia for America. The whole Cold War, we didn't even shoot one bullet as a country. And these young people came from all over the world. Arabia as a holy war because the United States sold them the heavens and all that shit. And they fought and they bleeded Russia. Instead of being fucking terrorists, they should have a statue of them right next to these a statue of bomb shelters that we used to have here in the United States. But it is what it is. It's scary what happened. These people were left to their own devices, and you know what happened. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
What do you got there with me?
Well, that's all the segments I have today. I didn't want
Yeah.
to do any sort of like response
you
segment,
wanna-
like a debunk segment.
You want to do a little bit of? I mean, we should touch on the Palestinian issue, and I mean, we'll be. How do you feel? I mean, like the mass killing. I mean, I'm starting. This is my opinion, so it's not Free's opinion. I'm starting to think about the 1,400 that were killed. I don't think that